Bop, the tabletop super show. Bop, the tabletop super show.
Hey, dudes and dudettes, it's the Tabletop a Super Show. I'm Stevie Ray. If it's your first time at the channel, I hope you guys enjoy the content. So, I've been toying with the idea of running Rogue Trader as a narrative campaign. And I'm not talking about the newer paper and pen RPG. I'm talking about this bad boy, the original Warhammer 40k from '87. When we were growing up playing this, we didn't actually really run it as a narrative. We tended to just, create army lists. And then when the stuff like the Red Book, the Imperium book came out, stuff like that, we started building our own armies. But I've really been interested in trying to build a narrative campaign, whether it's a series of one-shots or an actual campaign that continues on. I mean, I have lots of ideas with stuff like dropping some Imperium with a couple Space Marines on like a Death World, where there's environmental and enemies, like doing things like a Ganger Hive or that's non-Necromunda. And or even stuff like, trying to escape a city that's being overrun by Tyranids or Space Orcs. So, to this effect, I've been searching far and wide for sculptors and old sculpts and sculptors that create old-style Rogue Trader era sculpts, and for some of the models that you just can't get anymore. So, today I'm going to talk to you guys about the amazing painter and sculptor Victoria Lamb's company, Victoria Miniatures. Now, I recently backed one of their Kickstarters, and I have to say it was one of the best experiences I've ever had on Kickstarter. They literally ran it for like 3 or 4 weeks, it funded, and within 5 weeks, I had the models in my hand. And one of the reasons they were able to do this, and this is something a lot of companies should probably think about doing going forward, is that she used a COcast, which is a newer technology, which uses injection molding with polyplastic resin, and she did it on multiple continents so that the fulfillment for the miniatures was rapid, and it was in the mail and shipped almost quicker than I could spin around. So today, we're actually going to take a look at that particular Kickstarter, which was the Halfling Sniper team. And we're also going to take a look at a few other models that I purchased at the end of the year. One of them is actually, I'm excited about all of them, but there's actually an old school style Ogren done with her more highly detailed processes nowadays, and some actual Imperium Beastmen, which is something that's really hard to find nowadays since all Beastmen are related to Chaos. And back, when this game came out, they weren't. In fact, it wasn't till a couple years later that when the Realms of Chaos, Slaves to Darkness, and Lost in the Damned came out, that we actually got to get our first taste of Chaos and an even more grim, dark aspect to Warhammer. That's what's carried on to this day. So, really excited to put these under the lens, and even more excited to actually get them assembled and paint them up. So let's go ahead and take these models over to the bench, and we'll give them a review and see what we have. Okay. Hey guys, so I've managed to break out and kind of cut open a lot of the stuff from the Victoria Miniatures Kickstarter. We're going to start with one of the extras they gave me, which I thought was really cool. They gave me this really cool metal pin, which is of a Halfling Sniper. It's the Halfling. There's a miniature of this holding a sandwich. Super darn cute. Next time I go to a convention, I'll definitely be wearing this. They sent me a cool little postcard that goes with the models, kind of showing you an example of how they're painted up. Basically the equivalent of the box art for this Kickstarter. And it also has something else that was pretty cool, which is it actually shows you the bases and the options, and it basically shows you which body goes with which base, which is actually kind of useful if you're trying to assemble these guys. So something else that was really thoughtful of them to give, and probably something that I probably will at some point. Like put this up, maybe put it in a little tiny frame and hang it up, because it's just a beautiful little picture. Really loved the Ratlings, and actually had a few of them in my Imperium, my Imperial Guard and / squat team. We had a couple Ogren in my army. I had a few Rattling Snipers with the little needle guns that they had, and of course some squats and some Imperial Guard and some Imperium Beastmen. So actually really cool. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at the actual models, and we'll see what we got here. So let's start with this. They gave me a free model, and I can't remember what the name of the guy was, but he is a really cool model. So this was like another thing that we got out of the Kickstarter that was kind of a freebie. So here's his chain sword. He's got a cool little chain sword here. Pretty neat. Let's take a look at the model itself. Oh man, look at the level of detail in these guys. Just fantastic. This is that CO cast material, which is a resin. You see, it's hard, but yet it's also yields enough so that it's not like your regular 3D printed UV resin. It's gonna, you drop it on the ground and it shatters. So I guess this guy's supposed to sit on top of, looks like this is a peg hole for him to sit on this little barrel. He's kind of standing above all of this industrial waste or food. I mean, it's hard to tell, but looks like we got like an apple on the ground. Yeah, I think it's just some of the baggage. Really neat model for free that we got for backing the Kickstarter. All the various bases are down here. So let's take a look at a couple of them, smaller details, and see how they came out. So this is Halfling holding a tiny sandwich. And there's one holding a coffee cup and thermos. How cool is that? And we can get onto some of the bodies. Here's the aforementioned kind of relaxing halfling bodies. Very cool. And look at the level of detail that they've managed to pull off with the CO casting from her original sculpts. Oh, there is a little bit of an issue. I'm going to have to straighten that out, but just beautiful. We got a standing halfling sniper. Once again, just impeccable level of detail and sculpting that they were able to get through on these models. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the heads. Because one of the things they did give us for the price of entry, which was like under $50 shipped. It was like 40 something. I think it only had to pay like $1 and some change to actually get this Kickstarter shipped to me. Check it out. We got some female halfling heads. And these are actually pretty cool. I'll probably do half of mine up as females. And I like that they have the old style Imperial Guard kind of Union Civil War cap, which is pretty neat. Let's take a look at some of the male heads. All the detail on these is just smooth as butter. Once again, I really like this style of cap. And I probably won't use these, but this was one of the stretch goals, is they gave us some gas masks. I mean, I won't use these on these, but these will definitely be useful as some sort of kit bashing. So now let's take a look at the other box that I got from them that I ordered and just received the other day. So I also got a freebie with this, but let's take a look first at this guy, Grog Ardnog, the Ogre Veteran. Ooh, these are good sized, chunky models. Wow, they're going to be interesting to paint. So let's take a look at the head. Look at the level of detail. Yeah, these are just gorgeous, man. For the price, I can't recommend these enough if you want some Proxy Rogue Trader sculpts. Or if you just want some of these, as just different sculpts than what GW has for some of their other models. Now, she also carries the Victoria Miniatures carries a bunch of models related to Warhammer as proxy sculpts. Like if you want to run Imperial Guard, but you don't want to run, you don't want to run Cadians, because that's pretty much what you got at the moment. Well, she's got you covered over there at Victoria Miniatures. Just gorgeous. Okay, let's take a look at these Beastmen. These were the next thing that I picked up. Really, I want to take a look at the bodies and heads. And he's got a little bit of cleanup to do on him. But once again, just gorgeous amount of detail. She manages to make sculpt some really cool detailed miniatures that also, are still paintable. They aren't overly laden down with greeblies, so that they're still fun to paint. And that's I like that too. I like that they got the little numbers on the back. And let's take a look at some of these heads. Ooh, that's a really cool looking head. And let's see if I get my hand behind it so you guys can see it. And yeah, that's very, very neat, man. Wow, each one's got a lot of character, just like the Halfling Snipers. a lot of character to these models. Now, there was one more thing that I got from them, which was pretty cool, because I think I spent like a minimum amount, and they're one of those cool companies that when you spend, you know, just a minimum amount of money, they will generally be like, here, pick a free model. Another company that does that, that's really cool that they do it, is Reaper. Has a tendency to do that, and will send you some paints and stuff. And Victoria Miniatures is much the same way. So this was my freebie that they said, hey, you can pick between these certain character models, and this is one I chose because the Colonel Ash Ironside, because I can use him. I don't have to use him in a Warhammer game. He would be fit fine for the Expanse or really any other modern or sci-fi game I could think of. So let's take a look at him, and then we'll go up for the wrap-up. And just great detailing. There's really not anything bad I can say about these models because they're so well produced and so well detailed that they're just, you know, they're going to be fun to assemble. They don't have 20 million pieces, and they're going to be fun to paint because they got enough detail to be able to pull some stuff off and to be fun. So with that being said, really chuffed and thrilled on all of the stuff I've gotten from Victoria Miniatures. And if you're looking for sculpts like this, I can't recommend them highly enough. So with that, we're going to wrap up this the macro under the lens portion of this review, and we'll go back over to the table for a wrap up. See you guys over there.
If you guys got any enjoyment out of this, please proceed to trap the like button between two rubble-strewn buildings and place your Halfling Sniper team up for enfilading fire and rain down armor-piercing and high-explosive rounds until the like button is completely disintegrated. As always, I wish you guys all the best, and we'll see you in the next video. And remember, to paint, hobby, and game on. Until then.